Now, this picture right here is the #1 selling Jesus in the black community. Okay, some of you still got it at home right now. Don't lie about it. And some of us make excuses for why it's still hanging up. This has been a keepsake in my family for 20 generations. This has been a keepsake in my family for 15 generations. My grandma got that from her grandma, who got it from her grandma, who got it from her grandma, who got it from her slave master.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
Now, I want to make this crystal clear. And we're not talking about religion, we're talking about the imagery that we use within the religions. Understand what the word symbol means. A symbol is an object that infers more than what it appears to on the surface. Let me say it again. A symbol is an object that infers more than what it appears to on the surface. So if we use the definition of a symbol and apply it to that picture, what is being inferred? Not just that Jesus was white, but that the God is a white man. And if the white man is God, it automatically brings the conclusion that the black man is the devil. So we have to be crystal clear that when we teach our young people, that whenever you raise up the European, who is the total opposite of the African, you are automatically denigrating yourself. See, when a black child is raised believing this to be the savior, then the brain automatically associates that image with the image of every other white man that child ever sees. And so all white men become the savior.
That's right.
And if the white man can be the savior of the boy, then why can't an adult white man be his homosexual savior as well?
Woo. Right.
T-Talk.
The brain is an associating organism. It learns in pictures. Right. Everything you know right now is stored as a symbol in your mind. And one of the geniuses of African people, particularly in Kemet and other civilizations on the Nile Valley, is that they created languages and pictures. People always ask the question, why did they go through all of the hard work to create a language in pictures? Why didn't they just do what the Chinese did or the Japanese did and just come up with simple characters brought out by simple geometric lines? Dash, dash, straight line. Why did they create a picture? He could have just wrote a word. Why a whole picture? Because your ancestors knew that your brain stores information in pictures. So they gave you the language in pictures so you would have no trouble committing it to memory. It took European psychology almost 200 years to catch up to that. That's why it's in pictures, because somehow the ancients knew that everything that goes in here is stored as a picture. And one thing you got to understand about the unconscious, the realm of the spirit, is that whatever it is given, it will automatically take and draw its own conclusion if you don't do it for it. So if a child is constantly being inundated with images of a white Jesus, the unconscious will naturally associate that white Jesus to George Bush, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and every other white man they run into. We're going to talk about him in a minute. See, these pictures are very, very dangerous to the psyche. And see, some of us have this belief that as long as I know Jesus wasn't white, it don't matter. That's the biggest lie ever told. Your conscious mind is not more powerful than your unconscious mind. So if you are feeding your unconscious mind images of a white savior, no matter what your conscious mind thinks, you will act based on what is in the reservoir of the unconscious. And that's why we have to be careful about what we watch, what we read, what we listen to, even as adults, because you do not have the power. You do not have the power to keep the unconscious from eating all that nasty garbage that we feed the mind. I had a conversation with a sister in Philadelphia the other day. She said she was a vegetarian. I said, I don't have a problem with that. But my point is, what is your thought diet looking like these days? What is the information diet? Because the fact that you don't eat meat, but you're running around with a European consciousness, hell, you dead anyway.
You know when you want me to go, I skip it. Just say go.
All right. Now, because paintings wasn't good enough, they gave you a living image. Y'all remember this movie? This is one of the best sellers. And most of y'all still got the tape. Okay? A white Jesus. And then, flip to that next one, Sarnetta. This was ridiculous because this is, what's his name? Mel Gibson. When this movie came out, every black mega church in America rented like 5 tour buses to go and take their whole church. Y'all remember because it was all over the front page. Black people spent more money to go and see Passion of the Christ than any other movie ever made. Okay? And to find out that the creator of the movie was a racist is no shock to you and I, but what about all those Negroes who made that man wealthy off of that white Jesus? And see, it's real easy to tell a Negro. You can always detect a Negro because for a Negro, color don't matter.
That's right. That's
And the Negro is the only population on the face of the earth to whom color don't matter. Well, if color don't matter, why did the European go out of his way through a process of more than 500 years to change every black Madonna and child of Jesus the Christ and his mother Mary in painting and in statue from an African to a European? If it did not matter. Furthermore, if it did not matter, why aren't the black churches today making Jesus to look like he originally looked back in Africa? It's because we have that post-traumatic slavery disorder going on. Which means that if a lot of black people went to church on Sunday and Jesus looked like you or me, many of them would never come back the following week.
That's right.
Because we fail to realize that in the black community, we still have color consciousness, i.e. light skin supremacy. And that's the reason why Barack Obama, who's done nothing for black people, can still be worshipped like a god by black people. But Clarence Thomas, who's also done nothing for black people, will be denigrated. What is the difference between Obama and Clarence Thomas in terms of policy for black people? Nothing. But because Clarence Thomas is jet black with big lips and a broad nose and a nappy hair, it is natural for you to deride him. But Obama is light skinned with good curly hair, so you can't attack him.
That's right.
And if you don't believe me, look at black leadership in America. Ever since the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Khalid Muhammad would get honorable mention, you have never had a black leader who did not pass the paper bag test. Because you would not follow a